Today I want to walk through an argument I read yesterday and explain why I think it is wrong. The argument appeared in Philosophie magazine in a piece by Michel El-Shaninov, and the claim is this: the Islamic Republic of Iran today fights its wars the way the ancient Persians fought theirs 2,500 years ago. That the Iranian way of war is not modern and not invented, it is inherited. It goes back to Xerxes and Darius. The piece builds its case on 4 parallels. First, proxies. Ancient Persia armed subject peoples to fight on its behalf. Today, the Islamic Republic does the same. Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, the Shia militias in Iraq. Second, multiple fronts. The ancient Persians fought by land and sea at once. The Islamic Republic coordinates missile strikes across Israel, the Gulf, and as far as Turkey. Third, control of the strait. At Salamis, Xerxes tried to bottle up the Greek fleet in a narrow passage. Today, Iran's great leverage is the Strait of Hormuz, through which a fifth of the world's oil passes. And fourth, the command structure. The ancient Persian elite corps was called the Immortals, because when one soldier fell, another was instantly appointed in his place. The ranks never thinned. The Revolutionary Guard, the article argues, works the same way. Assassinate a general, and the replacement appears within days. 4 parallels: proxies, fronts, straits, succession. And from these 4, the article concludes that a single Persian military intelligence has endured across 25 centuries. Now, I will grant immediately that these parallels are real. At the level of surface tactics, the rhyme is there. But I want to explain why the rhyme is misleading, why 4 tactical resemblances do not add up to a continuous civilizational inheritance. Start with the basic geometry. When Herodotus wrote about Persia and Greece, he was, describing the largest empire the world had ever seen, confronting a handful of small city-states. Persia was the superpower, Greece was the underdog. Today, that asymmetry is reversed. Iran is not the giant. Iran is a sanctioned crippled state, facing the United States and Israel. So when the article invokes the tactics of the emperor who could blot out the sun with arrows, to explain the tactics of a regime fighting from weakness, it is not connecting 2 similar situations. It is dressing weakness in the costume of strength, and the Immortals and the Revolutionary Guard are not 2 expressions of the same institution. They are opposites. The Immortals served a civilization at the height of its prestige. The Revolutionary Guard serves a regime that has imprisoned its poets, banned its filmmakers, and driven its finest minds into exile. Efficient replacement is not a civilizational virtue, it is, a bureaucratic fact. And this brings me to the deepest problem. The Islamic Republic is not the heir of Persia. The Islamic Republic is a destroying Persia. Ancient Persia was an Indo-European civilization with its own religion, its own literature, its own ethics. It was destroyed in the 7th century. Everything we call Persian high culture, Ferdowsi spending 30 years on the Shahnameh to save the Persian language from disappearing, Hafez and Sadi and Khayyam preserving what foreign power had tried to erase, was an act of resistance. Not against Greece, against the ideology that had been imposed on Iran from outside. The regime that came to power in 1979 did not inherit Cyrus. It never shows respect for Iran's rich cultural past. It has always stood on the other side of it, the side Ferdowsi was writing against. So when the article tells me that the Revolutionary Guard reveals a deep continuity with the Immortals, I hear something different than what the article is saying. I hear a surface parallel being used to obscure a civilizational rupture. A costume being handed to people who have spent 45 years trying to wear it. 4 tactical resemblances do not make an inheritance. And Iran, the real Iran, the Iran of the Shahnameh, the Iran of the poets, does not recognize itself in the men who are trying to put the costume on.